Hi, I'm Mark Cress with Corporate Chaplains of America, and I want to thank you for taking a moment to hear just a little bit about the history of our Corporate Chaplains of America program and how we actually do the chaplaincy in marketplaces just like yours. Now, just like you, I'm a former business owner. 15 years ago, I sat just exactly where you sit. I cared for my employees, but you know what? I didn't always have the answers to help them when they had a crisis in their lives. I loved them, but I just couldn't be the person that they could always come to with every little problem that they had. I thought maybe I could be, but in reality, I knew, as you know, it's not always possible. And so God spoke to my heart about selling the business, and I moved to North Carolina and went to a seminary there in Wake Forest, North Carolina, and began to write the business plan for what we do here at Corporate Chaplains of America. And back in 1996, graduated from seminary and launched our program, and actually served as our first chaplain there for about a year, trying to learn the ins and outs of how all this would work and how those thoughts that I had while I was sitting in those classes, which wouldn't necessarily recommend for you. I wouldn't say that was the most fun in the world, but it was what it was fine. But as I would sit there and think about how corporate chaplaincy might work, I think God gave me a few pretty good ideas that even have lasted through to this day, now 13 plus years later. So what I want to tell you about is how corporate chaplaincy works. It's not brand new. We didn't invent it. Corporate chaplaincy has been around the United States since the 1940s, believe it or not. The first corporate chaplain program in America that's really organized and recognized actually was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at, of all places, the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. And that program went on for decades. It was a really great program. And our program is modeled a little bit about how that one was originally set up. Not exactly, but it was a really good program nonetheless. What we do here at Corporate Chaplains of America is we recruit and hire and train primarily full-time, long-term career workplace chaplains. For the most part, our chaplains don't have any other vocational work whatsoever. All they have to do is concentrate on the care of employees. And then, before we hire a chaplain, we come out and speak to people just like you to try to set up a matrix of companies that this particular chaplain will come around and serve. Now, here's how it works. The chaplains will actually visit your place of work, your business, once or twice a week, depending on how many employees you have, how many shifts you run, whether you have your complement of white-collar or blue-collar employees. We'll figure all that out with you. And then the chaplain will come around, but not until we've had an orientation program. Now, orientation for employees is just about like if you put in a new major medical plan or a new 401k. A member of our management team will come with your chaplain and do about an 8-minute or so kind of lighthearted, fun orientation program with the employees. And what the employees primarily learn there is that they'll meet their chaplain, and that anything they say to that chaplain will be totally confidential. They'll also receive a little card. It's like what you and I would call a business card. And on that card is a red toll-free number. They also learn at this orientation that they can call their chaplain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, regardless of what type problem they might have. And we promise them that we'll respond to their call within 10 minutes of receiving the page. They actually hear their chaplain on the message say, if I haven't called you back within 10 minutes, page me again. Now, we do all of this. The next step is so that the chaplains can walk around in the business, what we call making rounds. They just walk around building relationships with your employees, just little pieces at a time, not long, a second here, a minute there, 2 minutes here and there. But over time, week in and week out, over time, the chaplain becomes like a member of their family. He's like a regular member of your team. You see, we see you as the priest of your business. You're in charge there. You're the one that God is going to hold accountable for what you do with that mission field, that platform for ministry. We come along as the chaplains. We're like your deacons. We're helping hands. We're the ones that come along and do things like go to the hospital when the employee's in the hospital or one of their family members may be. We can go to the jails 24 hours a day and check on an employee or a family member. We'll be there if they have a death in their family. You know that most employees today are totally unchurched. About 71% of all employees in the United States don't have an active church relationship. So we can come along beside them and handle funerals for their parents, uncles, aunts, even immediate family members. We can help them in grief processes, in domestic problems, problems with spouses, problems with children. You know, the need is enormous, and you know that as an owner. But there's no shortage of need, but I can tell you when you bring on a Corporate Chaplains of America chaplain, there's no shortage of caregiving skills. Our chaplains are well trained. We have a full-time corporate trainer on our staff. We take our chaplains out of the field 3 times a year to help them decompress and get continuing education training. Our chaplains, I like to say, are the very best trained corporate chaplains in the world today. That's recognized by the fact that we have over a 95% client retention within our programs. Clients love the program, and we love our clients. So then, after that, here's what really happens. We get to exercise our mission. Now, our mission is very simple. We want to build caring relationships with the hope of gaining permission to share the life-changing good news of Jesus Christ in a non-threatening manner. Now, I know that's a long mission statement, but it really succinctly says what we're all about. In other words, if you invite us to come into your place of business, you allow us to build relationships with your employees, I can virtually guarantee you'll have employees come to know Christ and then become discipled in their relationship in Christ, and then end up most likely in good area churches where they'll grow in their relationship in Christ, and they'll love the chaplain. It's a very simple program. This is not rocket science. A few quick closing items I'll give you. Number one, you don't have to sign a contract. You could quit at any time. We'll ask you to sign a little letter of intent that helps you to know how much we're going to charge you. By the way, we don't have any secret fees. Everybody pays the same rate. It's so much per employee per month based on the geography that you're in the United States. But pretty much you will laugh when you hear the price. It's the most reasonable benefit you can put in place for your employees. As a matter of fact, it amazes me how many business owners tell me that they offer their employees, of course everybody offers, major medical, 401k, paid vacation. And I remember when I was an owner, the employees don't come around and thank you for that. But it is amazing to me how many owners tell me that the employees write them letters, call them, come in their office, and thank them for the things that the chaplains are doing for them. So corporate chaplaincy really does work. There are no legal problems for you in having a corporate chaplain. We care for employees in companies that are large and small, major companies in the United States that are public companies on the stock exchanges, all the way down to small companies with 10 or less employees. Corporate chaplaincy will work. We have chaplains in every major SIC group, Standard Industrial Classification. Any kind of company you can think of, we probably have a chaplain there in over 600 locations nationwide, coast to coast, in 22 different states. So if you're watching this today, first of all, thank you for taking time to listen to this brief message. But next, when someone comes along and wants to talk to you about having a Corporate Chaplains of America chaplain in your business, please take time to listen. Follow God's lead. Let us come in and help you care for those employees. God bless you for taking time to listen. Have a great day.